Natasha, let's talk a little bit about muscle monitoring. It's also known or referred to as muscle response testing if we're looking at the way that Oxford has done studies. But we also have the body pendulum. And this tool is one that we know is so valuable within the bioenergetic wellness community. Do you want to talk about what it means to you?
So learning about muscle monitoring helped me to overcome actually being OCD because my brain could not remember what I'd done, but my body always remembered. And being able to communicate with my body in a way that it could answer my questions and learning how to ask the right questions provided me with a tool that created trust and understanding of my body knows, my brain doesn't. Coming from the burnout, that's a big thing because you're in brain fog quite a bit and your brain doesn't really work the way that you would like it to. It keeps you in that box that says you're safe, but you're not. And then when you learn to listen to your body and have the communication tool with your body, you are actually stepping out of that box. You're actually able to see the bigger picture and intuitively, because basically your body's knowledge is some kind of the not some kind is intuition is giving you back feedback that you don't have in your brain because your brain doesn't translate it. It's one of my most favorite tools to provide to my clients because of having the ability to override the limits of your mind, because your mind is stuck in that circle, and then you use your body to check, and your body tells you no, it's not like that, and then the mind can quiet down because your body remembers. I like the word muscle biofeedback because it's a feedback that's coming, but I definitely think we did the right thing to get away from muscle testing because we're not testing muscles. We're looking for an energetic shift, and the muscle monitoring, or what was the Oxford term? Sorry, muscle
Muscle
biofeedback.
response
Yeah,
testing.
muscle response testing. It, for me, it's the muscle biofeedback, working with the energy that's the closest to me, uh, that I can relate to and resonate with. Coming back to the sound that I work with. But it's a wonderful tool, and I know you approach it like you were even deeper in that area when it was still called muscle testing. So what do you see as a difference?
Mhm. We have we have the approach that the chiropractors took with it, which was testing a muscle that was related to an organ system, but it was so you're gaining feedback from the organ system, but you're testing what is the strength of the muscle. And what we're doing now is removed from that in that we're looking at the energy that's within the system. So it's not a strength test anymore. It's is there energy to hold the vitality or is it depleted? And so since the pandemic and working online, I worked with my clients and my students a lot with the body pendulum. And I've even shifted that to being, do you feel grounded? And when do you feel that grounding disappear? So you'll notice that the energy is no longer with its full integrity. And that for me is the best way to describe what muscle monitoring or biofeedback is that energy is showing you the groundedness, it's solid or it's not. And that doesn't have a strength test associated to it.
And when you take it out of the touch for health world into further, like with sound or nutrition, I loved what our how do you say that, past vice president, unfortunately passed on, Craig Webb did. He showed us that you can actually use your breath for that. Ask your you can monitor your breath to get your answers. And I find the biggest thing in all of that is just to learn how to ask the questions.
Mm. And a lot of it is, it's not the yes, no that a lot of people will use muscle monitoring for, because then you're in language and have misinterpretation of language and what the body interprets as your question. Instead, you're looking at, does it have energy integrity or does it not? And that doesn't require a question. That just, you can think about it, or you can bring an object into your field and have the body respond to what's been added. And it's just so valuable to get out of your head, because your head will try to solve the problem. It'll fill in the gaps. It'll put whatever. People always say, well, I think it's because I ate something yesterday, or it's because I went for that long walk. But they don't actually know. They just throw that in there because it's a good way to solve it.
Yeah.
And that's nature for us. But if you get away from that, then you can say, oh, and where is the challenge? Is it structural, chemical, nutritional, mental, emotional, spiritual? There's a lot of avenues that you can go down. Your approach to what does the body need to bring it back into balance is going to be completely different if it's a mental approach over a physical approach.
Yeah. I like to use the question, or I ask for a release, because it takes it out, which means it's a movement. So as soon as the body shifts, I have an energetic shift. And this is usually, when you're working with mental challenges, a good tool, because you're not, when you go yes, no, positive, negative, values are already placed towards the answer. Well, when you get away from that and just look for that shift, there is no value in that. There is no judgment. There is no expectation in that. It's just a shift. And that's really cool to see in people when they get to that realization. It's not yes or no. It's not positive, negative. It doesn't mean it's serving me or not. It's just the question that I ask, and my body just says, I react to that. I resonate with this. I resonate with that. Right? It's really neat.
And I think what we have to realize from the bioenergetic wellness perspective is it's one of our tools. It's a valuable tool, but it works so incredibly well with the other parts of our formula, that is the way we package everything to help people. And that helping goes back into what they do in their day, as well as how we do our client sessions. And so to keep in mind that this is one tool we can use in a lot of ways. We can gain a lot of information. And then we have the opportunity to pinpoint our priority change that needs to happen in order for everything to change. Rather than we solve it with our mind, we think we might have got it right, we make a change, that change was maybe 10% correct. You have a little bit of change, but not as much, and you go, I just don't understand why it isn't working. It's because the approach wasn't there, but we're able to bypass all of that and get right down to the priority pieces. And I think that's what's so key about what we do.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.